So generally caring and wanting to make an effort. I'm honestly not used to that in this dating scene. I feel so superficial even asking this question, but I guess I wonder if it can work even though you might not feel this huge physical attraction. It really annoys me that I don't.
Mm. So, I mean, even if it has you questioning, right? Even if it has you questioning that thought, um, there's a doubt. There's a doubt there. There's something that's sitting there in the back of her mind. And yes, it's conflicting because he's a great guy. He probably is a really amazing guy. He's just probably not the guy for her.
Mhm.
Um, and even though he's showing this and showing this side of him, um, I always say there's a formula, and part of it is you have to have the attraction too. We've talked about this too on episodes. You've given guys a chance that you didn't quite say, okay, he's there, but he's not.
And I can overlook that. I did in the past, but then I felt like you always return back to it at some point because you might, be attracted to something else. And then when that doesn't work, then, and there's no physical attraction or very little, it's like, it's hard to, I don't know. It's hard to move past certain things, I think.
Yes, it is. So Stephen's saying you'd rather find out on the first date if it's going to work instead of wasting time. Exactly.
Mhm.
Um, and here's one perfectly. Why is height such an issue? I remember friends saying they wouldn't date a guy short. We almost missed out. She,
Yeah.
she,
I almost swiped past his profile because I wanted to date someone that was 6 foot. I don't know why. Like I don't know if it was something just ingrained in me from when I was little, like tall guys are more handsome than shorter guys. And so my last husband was 5'10", and so I wanted to date someone taller than 5'10". So I looked at his height when he first sent me the message and it was 5'9", and I was like, I don't know. Should I even consider him? And so I thought for a minute, like I was gonna swipe, and I said, something about his face. He's got a good looking face. Let me scroll down and read more. And I just thought his initial question was so funny.
best bet
And
ever. Best gamble ever. Would you say?
yeah, it was.
I mean, then I brought guys like
Uh,
this into your life. Read this one. You are both amazing friends, and I want you to know no matter how much I tease you, I love you both. But in light of that type of show this is, I am not in love with you in a threesome kind of way. We love you too, Dan. Awesome.
we do love you,
And of
Dan.
course, I'm not feeling the any romantic connection. It's not hard to say. People appreciate maturity, not games. And I think that's true. I mean,
Yeah, I had to learn that. I didn't know how to say that at first. Eventually I did, and guys did appreciate it when I would tell them that.
yeah, I tried to be as honest as I possibly could. Sometimes it worked against me in being that way because to be truthful, I think there are a lot of women who aren't ready for that kind of vulnerability that comes from a man to really open up and say the things that for me was easy to say. Um,
Mhm.
and it kind of pushed them back and made them scared and they, ran
Well,
off.
in my 20s, I had a really bad experience with telling a guy that. So, I went out with this one guy one time, and oh my gosh, he just was very. And then through phone conversations, like I did not like his personality. I felt like he was really controlling right from the beginning. So I told him I wasn't interested. I didn't want to continue talking to him, and he was like, "Why?" And I said, well, if you want me to be honest, like, I just feel like you're kind of a controlling person, and I'm sorry, I just don't need that in my life. And he's like, I'm far from that. And then he continued to like stalk me through my phone, like constantly would call me through other phone numbers. It didn't matter how many times I blocked him, he would find another way to call me, like, would not stop. So sometimes I think it might be a fearful thing to tell some people that you're just not interested in them. Like,
it,
he freaked me out. I thought he
yeah.
was gonna come after me.
And hey, I say this too. I'm lucky that she didn't either. Felipe, appreciate that for sure. Jackie says you chose well. And that comment is for for all of us. So and then William's coming in
Mm,
saying, "Hey, you
yeah.
two. Hey, William, what's going on?"
Hello.
But yeah, that was, I felt like I needed. I know what I needed when I started going back into the dating scene. It was somebody who was ready to love me, number one, and someone that I did find attractive. And again, I know this sounds crude, but this was the mantra then. Somebody who could f me as my body as well as my mind, like could really stimulate me in both ways. And from the moment we started talking, I knew that Yvette was the one. Like it didn't take me long once we started dating and excuse me, when we started talking and then eventually started dating. I felt the connection almost instantaneously. Um, and to be honest, it hasn't stopped. So, Williams, they're saying, what if the first date people are nervous? That,
Yeah, and that can definitely happen. I know I was nervous when I first met Gabe, like, I was really nervous.
I was nervous. Trust me. Um, I was so nervous. I kissed her right in the parking lot. We didn't even make it into the restaurant. Okay. That's how nervous I was. Because what if I? Because the thing is, you figure out what if she pushes back and said, "Whoa, not what I signed up for." Like that would have been odd, and probably would have like, "Oh man, this is over." Great, it's great while it lasted, but it's over. Okay, so we're gonna move on to the next one. This one is advice. So they're asking for advice. I met a really cute guy online. He seemed perfect, and we really hit it off. We could talk for hours, laugh together, and it's so in. Yesterday, we met for the first time. We kissed and soon had almost everything but actual sex. I was kind of overwhelmed a little bit. It was nothing that he did, but I was very self conscious and in my head the whole time. After I left this morning, he told me that from now on, he just wants to meet, in quotations, normally, without having sex because I seemed distracted yesterday while we were at it. I freaked out a little bit because I thought he wanted to dump me, but he said that he wants to get to know me better and see if this actually works out. Is this good or bad? Is this a soft way to dump me? How do I get out of my head? She's asking for advice. She's a female, by the way, she's saying. So she met a really cute guy online. They really hit it off. They, of course, probably, they probably took it a little further than, two adults sometimes when they get together and they feel that attraction or the spark. But there are things at boundaries. Maybe she caught herself in the moments that I gotta push back. I'm not ready to do this yet. And again, maybe it freaked him out because he thought like this is the direction we're going. Okay. And then to think about it, he's like, well, maybe I just want to pump the brakes. And then is that a thing to say? Hey, like, um, maybe I want to get to know you. Is that because she's nervous that he's going to say, I want to get to know you, and then all of a sudden, do the ghosting and not hear anything, or do the like Felipe said earlier. It's me, not you. That sort of thing. So, um, that's normal. Got to gauge the energy. Okay. Did you take a first mint? Of course. It's not going in with onion bread, bro. that would have been that would have been a negative on the scorecard. I would have been like, no way. Um, eh, well, and that's eh, look. I mean that's the thing about when you find yourself in certain positions. Um, if you're not ready to allow that, then I don't care if it's the man or woman. You say, I'm not ready to go to that level. Um, your boundaries almost immediately, and you say, I'm not okay with this. Okay, we can kiss. That's fine. But anything other than that, hey, look, we need to do it the way that makes me feel comfortable in the moment. So I mean, I I kind of I kind of see what you're saying about not stepping in that
Yeah, and
arena.
it makes it I think it makes it really hard for a guy, especially, if she's not saying anything, but also feeling uncomfortable and not speaking up for herself, and he doesn't know unless he's good at reading body language, like, um, maybe, or maybe she wasn't really showing the right body language, but he could tell something was wrong because he said something to her.
Yeah, and that's the thing.
that, you didn't seem like you were really into it. So why don't we take a step back? And maybe it's a good thing. It could be. I think just in that situation, time is going to tell. Like if he continues to reach out to her or if he slowly starts pulling away and then texting or calling less and less.
Yeah, and again, that's part of the process of when you start putting yourself out into the dating world. If you haven't totally dealt with a lot of your own past, and maybe this is something that's happened to her before, something that's made her feel this way, and she allowed things to go a little bit further because what Felipe is saying, I feel like I said would have been me. Sounds like he was emotionally intelligent,
Mhm.
recognized that she was not ready for it, and wanted to let her know that it was okay taking it
Yeah.
slow, and that's perfectly fine.
And it seems like that's what I mean, those are his words. It could be definitely his intention. That's why only time is going to tell in that situation because you don't know for sure.
Yeah, there you go. See, and the thing was is that when people again, is it just my I statements? But when I got back into the dating world, I I I was overwhelmed, and I stepped back immediately because I knew I this was shocking to me. I wasn't ready. I hadn't dated since I was like in my 20s, and when I started to get back in, I was this was 24 years removed from me being single and getting back into the world of dating, and then realizing how fucked up everything was and how fast everything moved. It was a different world. It was, it went from having to meet a person in a bar, meeting somewhere, a person somewhere where, you were going to find a lot of single individuals, to now it was just through your phone, swipe, 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 swipe.
Well, in my 20s, I was doing Match.com
Yeah.
website. I was using online dating in my
Well, I
20s.
tried eHarmony too, but it's not, it
Mhm.
wasn't to the case of where it is
Yeah,
now, where
now
it's almost
I
like
mean, there's
going,
so many apps
it's
on
like
your
doom
phone.
scrolling on TikTok. You're doing it through a dating app,
Mhm.
and you're going through. But the thing is, when you find true, genuine connection, right? You want to be in a position where you feel prepared for it. Like that's why for me it was very important for me to understand what I truly. This is where I say, and I'll give her the credit because credit is due. But this is where when I started talking with Melissa about my thing, I it really helped me bringing this into shape what it was, and I'm talking about Melissa Houston. If you guys aren't familiar, but we started talking, and it really helped me like focus in on what I was looking for in the world of finding somebody who would match me. And it changed and shifted everywhere of how I approached looking at dating, how I was looking at profiles, how I was reading into somebody's conversations when they would open a chat with me. And that's what really struck it with me with Yvette. And again, um, I had to get to that place where I understood myself and understood I was okay with a lot of the things that I had dealt with in my past before I could actually move forward. And, I think people rush into it a lot of time because they get bad advice. You get the get back on the horse, you can't get over him if you're under him, that sort of thing. That's crazy. Um, okay. But if it does not progress at all,
Mhm.
it might be a red flag for the guy. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So, where do people besides online?
Some people still try to meet in public, like, they make an effort or even at bars or clubs still, unfortunately,
Yeah,
but
it's still a thing. It's
yeah, they still try to or through friends, but, I think online is, like, the main place now.
oh yeah,
It's, like, the number one. I
one
mean, that's how my brother met his girlfriend. He's been with her for years, and it's how I met Gabe, and it's how, like, I know a lot of people that are married and met their person online. So
yeah,
I think it's
it's a big part of it. I think there's still the fact that you have to meet and connect with the person face to
oh,
face.
you have to and you have to go through a lot, like a lot of different people and getting to know them and talking to them and virtual chat I found was the best way to like X them off the list if you didn't want to talk to them anymore. You do a virtual chat first and then you don't have to waste the time going and meeting them in person because you can tell a lot, I think, through FaceTime. more so than you can over the phone or definitely through texting.
Yeah.
But people kind of give away a little bit about who they are when they're in front of a camera. But yeah, I would do that first and then eventually meet. So
Hey, Rob showed up. Hello, Rob.
hey, Rob.
Welcome to the show. We're just sharing a few online stories from a couple Reddit forums that we follow, and just giving our thoughts and advice on what it is that we see. I forgot to mention my friend Tim. He showed up here. I skipped right over his comment too. So Jackie was somebody that I interviewed a long time ago. We just actually reconnected a few not too long ago. Oh, there it is. There's Tim. Hey, Tim. What's going on, buddy? Watching over on Facebook. Okay. Back to it. You want to read the next story and then we can move into our little game. So this one's called Taking a Break.
This one up here. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So it says, think I'm currently spent. I'm 31 male, been giving the dating apps a try for the last few months now, and I haven't really made much progress. I'll get plenty of matches, but the conversations most of the time are so flat. And I feel like the women I talk to are only out there for entertainment. The first few dates I've gone on have been with really decent women, but I find out during these dates that I'm not actually interested in them, or there's one non negotiable that rears its head, such as smoking. Oh, that happened to
Why do
me.
you think I
This guy clearly had on his profile he did not smoke, and he smoked. He just smoked a vape, and he thought smoking cigarettes and a vape were two different
different things?
things. Idiots. Okay. And I usually cut things off shortly after. Then there's this last one. I was talking to someone on an app going back and forth, and the conversations were actually great, cheery, and flirty. She wanted to do a phone call, but the night we were chatting, I had to go to bed early and wake up at 3 a.m. for work. I was currently in the middle of migrating a huge company to another phone system that very week. I asked her when she was free that week to do a call so I could schedule it out, then went to bed. The next morning, there was no response, just unmatched. Bummer. But I took it as a win, as if someone can't schedule something with me when my week is pressed, then I just equate it to attention farming. Anyways, that's it for me for now. I'm someone who likes to keep busy, always doing some project, whether it be in my career or with the book I'm currently working on getting finished and published. I want to progress in life, have the summer home in addition to the house I already have, and enjoy life, preferably with someone else who also wants to enjoy it. It just seems these days everyone is in it for the attention than for an actual lifelong and equal relationship. Bummer.
Boom. I pulled that one because I felt it resonated a lot with me in the beginning because I felt frustrated. I felt frustrated when I first started getting into the dating apps. And let me tell you something, even though they start you off for free, you only get limited stuff. And it is geared towards you spending money. They want you to spend money to, quote, unlock the precious gems that are hiding behind the paywall. And it doesn't change it. Trust me, it does not change it at all. But that's just what it was. And Felipe is saying they are two different things. One smells, the other does not. Okay, I mean, they're gonna run. Oh, thank you so much. Um, oh, thank you, Jackie.
Oh, thank
Appreciate that
you.
for the great compliment. You have a good evening.
You
Thank you so
too.
much for stopping in, even for a few moments. But yeah, it was a frustrating thing as a guy to try to get to that deep point of finding someone that had depth to them, and the conversations were really, you know, exciting, and it felt good. And that it was very hard in the very beginning because you got to learn how to navigate through all of it. And I get the frustration because I did quit. It got to the point where I was like, I'm done paying for all these apps. I've I've netted a couple dates out of them, nothing worth writing home about. This sucks. And kind of like where I feel like he does is like, hey, look, it sounds to me like he was being very transparent about everything in his life, and still that wasn't enough. And you get to the point where you're like, you know what, I'm done for a while. Maybe I just need to step away. It's not the right time. It's not the right moment. Everything's not gonna, everything's just not fitting into place. Sounds like he met someone he needs to meet someone at his pace, which is does not seem like he likes to chill and relax. And maybe that's the case too.
Mhm.
But again, you have to fit things. Things in your life have to fit together if you're going to make something work. Because I'm going to tell you, even if he does have a fast paced life, when you meet the right person, you find time, you make time, things change, things shift, everything in your life. I mean, everything.
Yeah, I found time to text Gabe where I didn't wanna make the time before because I wasn't meeting the right people, and so I would check the messages here and there, respond back to them, but it didn't seem like a really strong connection. And then I wasn't meeting the right people, and so I went offline too for about 7 months. I never paid for the apps because like back in my 20s when I would do the dating, they would have like a 7-day free trial and you just had to put in an email address. So I probably made about 50 email addresses so I could get it for free for 7 days at a time. And I just went on dates and I never really found anyone back then. But then when I tried it again this time, I still was like, there's no way I'm going to pay for this. Like, I will find every free app possible and figure it out. And some of them, like, it seemed like it was free at first, but then it wouldn't let you do a whole lot of stuff. So I was like, nah, I'm not going to use that one. So Hinge was the one that was pretty easy and free. I did Facebook dating and Hinge. Those are my two main ones. And I met Gabe on Hinge.
Yeah. So thank you. The way I'm saying, everyone keeps complaining that I'm too good looking, that I can't be real, so that they think I'm a bot. How do I
Oh,
convince someone that all these great looks, there's still a heart behind them?
oh, that's so sweet.
Your words, man.
Yeah.
Your words. Your words open them up.
And tell them, say, "Hey, we can FaceTime. We can FaceTime and do a virtual date so that you know that I'm not a bot."
Yes. Thank you, Felipe, for stopping in. Thank you for adding all the wonderful comments tonight. You were awesome.
Thank you,
Thank Felipe.
Felipe.
You're going to miss. We're going to do our red flag, green flag. This one's going to be our little bedroom intimacy episode. Here we go.
Red flag, green flag, what will you snack? Hey, twist it, flip it, unwrap the flag. Red means whoa, green means go. Unwrap the flag, let's play the game.
All right. Oh, that was a little too early. I didn't even get the chance to say what we're gonna do here. So, all right. So when it comes, oh, come on now, I guess it's locked into place.
Lagging.
It's lagging, or it's not even letting me take it off of here. All right, screw it. We're gonna go with this one. So, is this guy's a red flag or a green flag when they ask if you like how it looks? This is the bedroom edition now. So is that a red flag or a green flag for you when the lights are on right before the nitty gritty?
So do you like what you
Do you
see?
like what you
Wink, wink.
see? Wink, wink. Exactly. So what do you think? Is that a red flag or a green flag, folks? We'll wait for you. I know Leanne Williams, some of you guys have been here before to play the game. If anybody else is watching, Kenneth or Steven, I know Kenneth's been here. Drop in the chat, red or green flag. Just because I always think about because again, when you get to the point of meeting somebody new and getting to that point of intimacy, um, what are you supposed to say? Well, this is what it is.
Exactly.
Yeah, you think, um, because I'm going to tell you, there's some guys who think, they're proud, you know, so they ask, if you like how it looks. And I'm pretty sure there's some really, really attractive women who do the same thing when they get undressed. And of course, they're going to ask the guy, what do you think? So, and it seems like we're getting William saying red, Steven saying red. So, so that's where it comes into play. We're like,
This
what do you think?
actually has happened.
This is yeah. So some of these are built on
Experiences.
experiences. Not all of these are just made up, okay? And so no, it's ugly. Well, see, look what Kenneth is saying here. He says, "I always say look," and maybe that's how he describes it, and the women love it, you know. So it's scrum, delectably scrumptious, delicious, edibly tasty, good. Might have fit in context there, Kenneth. So I don't know. So we're getting red flags on that one.
Oh,
You know, I think it was good to start out. And he is funny, isn't he? Being a little too funny on that one. All right, that's the first one there. Ask if we like it. We'll go to our next one. So our next one is, can laugh off awkward moments without making you feel bad. So again, this is the bedroom part. So, you know, if you've ever been with somebody, and I think, oh my God, I don't know why I thought of this right now.
like when you fart.
Yeah, exactly. I was gonna say, Dan mentioned this, I think like our third show that we started doing this together. And he's like, that's when you know you have real intimacy, is you fart around the other one. So that was
During the bedtime.
During the bedtime. So can you laugh off awkward moments without making you feel bad? I'm just comfortable being me no matter what's going on. So it's not sort of offensive to me when it's something like that. But it's just natural to me. It's part of it. So Leanne was saying, I bet that's exactly. The ladies love it. It's delicious. It's delicious to them. William, there you go. William, green flag. I agree with you 100%. That is, if
Yeah,
you know,
I agree with
if you can laugh that off. But I don't even. Well, I'm pretty sure they do it in front of you, so they feel comfortable. So that's probably a green flag. You know, so you know what? Our human, man, we fart around him all the time, and he still loves us. This guy's pretty awesome. So Leanne's saying a green flag. Everybody's
Green
okay.
flag.
There you go. Kenneth. So that one is a green flag. There you go. That I felt comfortable with that one too. So let's move on to the next one. I'm not going to pull that one out because I was. Okay, here's one. Sulks or gives the silent treatment when you say "not tonight." Have you heard that? Not tonight, honey. So I mean, to me, if you know the individual's just not there, it's not in the moment, it's not in the mood, then okay, that should be fine. Um, you know, it shouldn't be anything to get angry about. Um, but you know, I have been in a position where I planned a lot of things. Like I planned something out, and you know, it nothing never materialized from it. So yeah, maybe I was a little bit upset in the moment, but I mean, I don't think it wasn't something that I sulked and go, oh, this sucks, get all that. When you get to a certain age, farts, it's what you think they are. Oh, yeah. So, okay, green flag. It's honesty, but the sulk over unless it's regular, and then it's a red flag. Okay, yeah, I agree.
I don't think we're to that age yet, though.
No, I don't think. Yeah, and even if it got to that point, they make adult diapers, so I'm cool regardless. I'm covered. That's the way I see it. It's silver linings. Find the silver linings in everything. But yeah, you know, to me, it wouldn't be something that's I got to give a silent treatment for. You know, sometimes things it's just not the right
Well,
moment.
I've heard, I took the shot and everything, and you mean I can't get any tonight?
Yeah, you can't get none
Testosterone shot.
testosterone shots. Like, yeah, no way. Hey, Billy Thorpe, Mr. Amazon Billy. Thank you for stopping in. We're having adult talk, Billy. So I don't know. You might want to cover your ears, cover your eyes. This is not your normal, you know, live stream. So yes, William saying silent treatment is a red flag. Honesty is it. See, there you go.
Good job. Good job.
Yeah, so you shouldn't, if you're not, so Billy, let me ask you this, since you're watching, do you sulk or do you give the silent treatment when your wife says, not tonight, Billy, not tonight? Like, what do you say? You're like, damn it, honey, I took the shot tonight, or I took the pill tonight. Now what am I going to do? It's called a cold shower, cold reality. And it's not the shot. Yeah. Yes, William, the shot. They took the shot. That was, I don't know.
Thank God Gabe does not have to take the shots.
I said, I like this answer, Billy. I love a good challenge. I'll be back tomorrow. Silver linings. That's my man. That's the kind of answer you need, right? Don't give up. I'm not the kind of guy. You can knock me down 8 times. I'll get up 9.
Hi, Charles.
Maybe that's what she wants. She wants you to get up 9 times. I'm just kidding.
Charles was on the other night, right?
Yeah, Charles was on the other night. So there you go. That's one. I need to ask Billy this one. Billy, you missed out on this one, so we're going to pull this one back up again. We got some interesting answers, so those who missed out. Was this a red flag or a green flag? If they ask you,
if you like how it looks.
If you like how it looks. Have you ever told that to your wife, Billy, and go, darling, baby, tonight's the night. I got a question for you. How does it look? Have you ever, gone to that? Charles, I don't know about Charles. I don't know if Charles is married. So that's asking the question. We've had everybody else answer, but
on a date.
We're asking. You could be married and ask this. This is a red flag, green flag thing. You could be married for 20 years. It's a thing to ask a question. If you've been together with somebody for 20 years and haven't asked a question, it's time. Sit down, make a nice meal, some wine, and say, darling, I got a serious question I got to ask you. I need an answer. It's been sitting in my head for the last 20 years. So there you go. That's the thing you got to say. I bet No, it doesn't. It doesn't.
Oh, I think he's talking about the fart, maybe.
Oh, the fart. Oh, that's true. William, yeah. His dogs. Yeah, I don't think it's stuff to dogs either. So I don't know. I'll see if Billy answers, but we're gonna go to the next one. You can still put your answer in there, Billy. I'm waiting for you. Okay. Red flag, green flag, guys. Only initiates when they want something, never to just connect. So have you ever just said, tonight, darling, it's about you? Have you ever said that? Or has your wife ever said, honey, tonight, don't worry about nothing. I'm handling it all. Like, just to say, hey, to connect with each other and say, this is okay. Other than just say, you know what, tonight, what was it? It's a race to whoever finishes.
No, we're not going to go there.
Yeah, I win. No. Of course not. But again, this is a red flag. There you go.
Red flag.
Red flag. Oh,
Good
wrong
job,
one.
William.
My bad, William. Red flag.
Great job, William.
Great. You sound like a really great catch. Maybe that's why your dogs really enjoy you as their human. They're like, hey, we understand this guy's very attractive.
And smells good.
It smells good. Doesn't fart in front of us. I mean, what else could we ask for? So I don't know. So he's saying it makes it conditional, which takes away the love aspect and makes it transactional. I don't like that at all. Yeah.
Good.
And that's the thing is you got to see love as something between two people, that sometimes it is a give and take proposition when it comes to saying, tonight, in any part of the aspect of the household, you can't clean tonight. I got it, baby. I'll do the clothes tonight. I got you. I'll make dinner tonight. Just the things that make you feel like, I have a partner and we really do connect. It's not just about what I do for her and what she does for me. It's not the scorekeeper. It's just,
Thank God.
Thank God. It is about just doing the things, and Kenneth says, go there. We did. Well, I don't. Oh, excuse me. I already pulled that one up. Our LinkedIn user,
Red flag.
red flag. LinkedIn user, thank you for stopping in. I'm trying to see if it's who it was from the other night because if you have your settings set to private, then you might not be able to join in. Let me make sure. I'm trying to find who my LinkedIn user is. Who is the outlier here? I want to give them their props. I don't see. Interesting. It usually shows up in here. Sorry, I'm just trying to make sure everybody is no, okay. Red flag is what our LinkedIn user is saying is so yes. But again, when it comes to being in these intimate moments, uh it is all about being able to say, hey, uh I don't want things to just feel like I want them the way I want them. To me,
Mhm.
it's about saying I want something that's going to be fun and pleasurable for the both of us. Because then you want to you want to again do it again. You want to have more of it. It's not just like, oh, I got to do this all just for this. No, there's more to it. Steven is the red guy. Okay. Wait a minute. Is he? Okay. Well, thank you for sharing
Steven.
that. Thank you for sharing that, Kenneth, being on the case. So yeah, that was these were just a few of the things that I had thought about whenever when we come up with the fun things to ask about. And I've always wanted to talk about a lot of the really deep issues when it comes to the intimacy and being in the bedroom because it's almost just as much a part of the relationship as the conversations, as the time spending up. Um, it's usually the first thing that draws us into the world of wanting to find somebody when it comes to dating, right? I mean, the Reddit stories that we were reading, they almost all had the initiation of, we got to this point, or we dated, or we had sex, and this happened. Because I think the intimacy part is almost one of the first things that we start feeling, apart from the feelings of love and or the excitement, the chase, that the infatuation that starts from the beginning, that leads us to say, hey, yes, our primal feelings start to come out. We get to kiss, we get to make out, we get to do all the fun stuff. And then life shows up, and you have to realize between the two of you what actually works, when you're deciding to spend time with that person, they even merge lives. All these things become important. They're vital, or at least to me, they are. That was the thing that really was the. I'm trying to get my thought out. It's the one thing that was really important to me when I decided that I was ready to go find the person, my forever person. So yeah, it was, and again, I needed somebody who could match my energy in so many ways, and that's kind of what she's done for me. So there you go. Um,
Oh, well, we actually did that. So, I think, it's more than just like you just look at them and fall in love. I think it just happened really quickly between the two of us. We started sharing things about ourselves and becoming vulnerable from the very beginning. Like instead of us sharing like, "Oh, look at me and I'm so amazing," it was more like, "Let me tell you what our flaws are. What are our weaknesses? What are the things that we're not good at?" And like we talked about last week, some of your vulnerabilities and the things that are not perfect in your life are where you can get the most intimate. And so we shared some of that. We didn't trauma dump and we didn't like say, a whole list of different things, but we did open up and initially in the beginning. And then, I have a mental illness. And so I was open to sharing that with him pretty soon in like I think within a week. And then then he shared with me that he bought a book on loving someone with bipolar. And, I just felt like he saw me more than anyone else had ever seen me. And it just made me fall for him really quickly. And it was different than I had ever experienced before. And then when I saw him for the first time on camera, I looked into his eyes and I saw his smile, and it was just like immediate physical attraction. So I felt like I was emotionally attracted to him, physically attracted to him. And so our first date was 2 weeks into our relationship, and he said he loved me. And I said it back, and I knew in that moment I wasn't like head over heels deeply in love with him, but I loved him. I loved him for what I knew of him in that moment. And every day since then, every month since then, every year since then, because we've now been together for about 3 years, it's like the love just grows bigger and bigger. It started at a certain level, and now the love is like, it is super strong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is very, we're very bonded. As you can see, I mean, she brought me into her world. I brought her into mine. She's sitting here doing a live stream with me. How much more can I ask for? Like, honestly, what else can I ask for? Because there are many partners out there that people have their passions and their partners like, I want nothing to do with it. Like, that's you do you. That's great. I love you for it. You do you. But, I don't want anything to do with it. She was really willing to jump in and do this with me and come into my world. That's why she's here with us tonight. So this is what I love her. And William, so what you're saying is I should let the other person speak and not keep saying how great I am and how good looking I am and what a catch I am and how lucky they are to be.
Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah, maybe not to that extent. I mean, it's okay to
It's
have
good to
confidence.
it's good to have self-confidence and to believe, that you are a good catch. Like, that is incredible to know
No,
that.
you're
Like, I
right.
think Gabe knew that too. He knew he was a good catch. So he wasn't going to settle for some woman that was just like, "Oh yeah, by the way, I haven't finalized my divorce yet, but we can hook up." He's like, "No, thank you." So so he didn't sacrifice who he was just because, it would have been easier if somebody showed him attention. He knew he was a good catch, but he didn't have to say it. That's the thing. Like, I felt like I was confident and I had things going for me. Say it. But that wasn't like the central like point of our conversations. It was him seeing that in me, I think, is the biggest deal. Like, I saw in him his greatness without him telling me he was great. And he saw that in me and shocked me when he told me that I was an incredible person, because I had this illness and the things I had accomplished. And it was something more than anyone had ever told me before. So he could see me without me talking about myself.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, when she told me, first of all, I was a teacher. I've already raised, yay, hey, Leslie. And then, oh, yeah, I have my bachelor's and I'm working on my master's. I was like, fuck, that's incredible. And, going through the stuff that you've went through and when, sharing the truth about her life, I mean, that was exciting to me. That was stimulating to me. And trust me, it takes a lot. Okay. Think about it. At that point, I'd had over probably 1,000 conversations between doing live interviews, between talking to different women, through all of it. And that was the one that really stimulated me the most.
Yay.
And that was the one that really struck, deep within my soul. And that was the one that's why I said this was different. I knew it was different. Okay. Like I said,
Yeah, he quickly told me, like, within a week, he goes, "Okay, I got to be honest with you. I'm talking to a few women right now, but I just sent them a message and said, I hope you find somebody that's meant for you, but I found somebody that I want to continue having a conversation with."
yeah, I
And
wanted to give her my full, at that point, I said, I wanted to give her my full attention. So I did. That's what I did. I said, you know what? I told these other women and, they were gracious. that was the wonderful part because I was honest about it. They were like, good for you. I really do hope this works out for you and you continue on this path. Good luck. And I was like, okay, good. Thank you so much. You guys rock. And, moved on from there. But it was the part about just being truthful about who I was and knowing exactly what my value was. So I'm not saying, William,
Thank you, William.
you shouldn't be the way that you are. Um, just, dial it down two notches a little bit, and then, throw on the charm. Throw on the charm. That's what they all want is a little charm. You show them that charismatic side to you, you'll snatch up somebody worthy of your
Yeah,
value.
you show your greatness through your actions.
Yeah.
And and that speaks more than what words can say a lot of times.
Absolutely. And trust me, it was when you go through, and as this is just from a guy's perspective, but when you go through almost like 500 profiles and reading so many, I can imagine what it's like being an HR manager now. Like going through and trying to find the right employee. Like, nope, 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 nope. Oh my God, no. This was a potential. Yes. Okay. Yes. Just put this in the yes pile. And having to go through and talk to and speak and have conversations with each of these women and realizing which one is the one is the potential, this is the one, this is the fit. This is the one that's going to
Yeah.
work. And it sometimes it is a guessing game. Sometimes it is coincidence, but I don't do that. We know, William. We know you're being facetious. We're just having fun with.
I don't know because I don't know
Oh, you
William.
don't know William. I know William. I know he's being facetious. He's joking a little bit, but yes, that's the part about it when you get back into the world of dating, and even as a mature individual, even when you've had the grace of heartbreak and sorrow, and you understand all, and you've moved past it, and you find healing, there's still a lot behind finding what's going to work for you. And it's okay. Like, I've met people and even some that have come in the comments and say, hey, I am happily divorced. I'm happily single. Great for you. That is awesome. I know. I just know that
Yeah, I had become happy being single. I wasn't when I met Gabe, like I wasn't planning on finding like a long term to marriage. I just wanted to be single and maybe go out, for dinner or something every now and then with somebody and have a casual conversation. Like I didn't want it to really be more than that unless it was something that really struck out to me, but it was just out of sometimes boredom because I was home by myself on the weekends and I was like, I'll just, maybe we can go out for coffee or something. And then Gabe changed my mind like completely. He asked me if I was interested in getting married one day. And I said, only if it's with the right person. Like, that's the only way I could see myself getting married. I wasn't going to settle at all.
because again, I know that there's some individuals that get to that point where like I never want to be remarried again. And I'm not, and trust me, it's okay if you feel that way. There's nothing absolutely wrong with you saying I don't want to ever get remarried again. But if the other person's intentions and they tell you from the beginning that they that's what they want and that's part of something that they're seeking and maybe having a potential relationship, then yeah, it's going to become a problem at some point. So yeah, you gotta make clear
Oh, yeah, what your values are,
what
because some people will think they can change somebody's mind, and you
right.
cannot bet on changing someone's mind. If they say they never wanna get married again, you can't imagine, "Oh, well, I can change
I
their
can change them.
minds."
I can change. I'm the one that
I
can change them.
know, I'm the one. They'll
Like
change
I
their
can
mind with
like
me.
there's one probably like I'm the one that can change William. I'll tie him. I
Mhm.
will get him to wrapped around my finger. And that again, you got to know what it is that you seek, what your values are to understand whether or not things are really going to work between two people.
Mhm.
Um and just again, when I had the opportunity to talk to different people and different individuals and learn what it was to communicate, and I took that into the dating world, I realized that a lot of people aren't in the position or not in the normal capacity of talking and sharing that much about their lives. Like what we do, like all you guys who probably have hosted their own LinkedIn shows and have done interview shows, you know what it's like to be on the other side, to ask the questions, to listen. But then there's people that they start talking and it's all about them. And, they could give two flying fucks whether or not you want to interject anything and say anything. And I'm somebody where I want to have an actual conversation.
Or they have two words. They have two
Oh, that's
words.
2 words.
Yeah, you ask them a question and then they respond with yes or no, and it doesn't go beyond that.
And hey, there you go.
Yeah.
Look, when maybe
Mhm.
when and maybe this is the case for you, Leslie. I don't know. You'd have to answer this yourself. But when you've met that one person and you go through life with them, and after that person, you're like, I don't ever want to see myself being with anybody else. That's perfectly fine. My grandmother did it after my grandfather passed away. She spent the next almost 40 plus years.
Mhm.
Never got remarried and it was never
My great
interested.
grandma did the same. My grandma did the same.
There's
I
someone
know I'll do the same. If anything ever happens to you, honey, that's it.
at
No
that
more. No
point, I will
more.
be happily, like, I think I will be happily widowed at that point. Not the, that sounds bad, not in those terms, but to be happy, even if I was widowed,
Yeah.
to say, I wait for the moment when I can be reunited with the woman that I spent all my time with on this planet with, that I enjoyed spending most of my time with.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, at that point, I'm like, hey, maybe that's the point where you're like, I'm just gonna go travel, look at beautiful places, eat amazing food, um, take pictures, talk to, of course, I would talk to you. Even though you're not there, I would just talk to you and tell you, like, look at this, darling. This is amazing. You can see this from up there, though, right? It's awesome.
But we're gonna go together at the
Together.
same time, so
Yeah.
it doesn't matter. We don't even have to think that way.
Yeah. We know. But I'm just saying if it was. Um, there you go. I didn't know my own values clearly when I was married. Too bad we can't go back with what we know now and make better decisions and fewer compromises.
Yeah. I'm actually writing a book about my life story, and that was one of the things I did in my marriage too, is I compromised about everything, and a lot of it was the way he wanted things. And so I had to bend who I wanted for that, for him. And so, yeah, it's when you do that, and I didn't know either. I knew some of my values, but I don't think all of them. Especially like I valued, well, now looking back, I know that I valued my health, and I valued working out, and I valued being
Friendship.
slender, and I valued my friendships, and these are things I did value, but I didn't understand that I was cutting them off slowly one by one until I lost who I was completely, and I was not me anymore, in that relationship, and I was with him for 12 years. So it was hard rebuilding initially, but eventually I did, and now I'm in a much better place because I can be myself. I have my values, and we're growing together, so it's great.
Oh, we found a good friend of ours, good family member.
Which one?
So right there that says, "Look who I found on YouTube."
I can't read it.
So
I
that
gotta
is
find
from
it.
Miss Yolanda Chin, 3396.
Oh, Yolanda.
This is your favorite couple. Yes, like a like a teenager, exactly, Leslie. Um, but yeah, the reason that we wanted to talk about love and talk about relationships and talk about marriage and the things that really go on is for that simple fact of what you just stated, Leslie.
Mhm.
to make people understand their values, to make people understand so that they don't find themselves in positions where they have to compromise who they are and what
Mhm.
they truly feel and what they truly believe down to their core. I wouldn't ever want, like I tell Yvette all the time, we are great as a couple. We are amazing, but you still have to have a level of individuality to
Yeah.
you. You cannot lose yourself in who we are.
Yeah.
You're
Exactly.
you're weakening your
Mhm.
position as an individual. It's great that we love each other this way, and it's great that we are, but you still have to be you. Just the same way I have to be
Mhm.
me. And I, as a being a respecting husband, I want her to really, really enjoy who she is. And I want to be there to celebrate and clap and coach and help her say, "You do it, baby. You got it." Um, we have our own money now, and I'm not having any more children. I don't close the door on a different kind of relationship. Okay. Thank you, and Yolanda. It's good to see you too.
Mhm.
It's good to see you, girl. But I
Yes, it
like
is.
William's comment too. Seriously, I've gotten too comfortable just being with me and my dog. And I think that's a problem because you need to make space for the other person. But my dog is on the other side of my bed, and I'm good with that. But every now and again, my companionship would be nice. It is.
Yeah, it is.
It's okay to feel, again, the comfort of being, in your own space, feeling like this is okay. But again, we yearn. There comes a point where we yearn for companionship. Like I said, sometimes it's nice to have somebody in your life to witness what it is witness of what you are, who you are, and appreciate it for what it is. It's nice. It's nice to have that.
Mhm.
I love it that I get that from my partner all the time. And I damn sure try to make space for her to make her feel that way about her too. You know, because life's too short.
Mhm.
Life's too short to not share the things that you truly love with the person that you truly love, and to tell them the truth. Just to be honest about all the things. Like she's writing about her experiences for her book, and I
Mhm.
want her to, because I know that there's power in her being able to share it. Just like we're sharing now what we're going through and why we want to talk about love. Yeah, I know some people probably think this is dumb and sappy and all the other stuff, and
That's only Dan.
that's it. He's probably not even watching anymore.
I know he's
That,
not.
that,
He
that,
comes in to
he-
beg for Unfiltered Live, and then he leaves.
he- um, but but that makes sense. William, someone told me to make room for that person on the other side of the bed. Hmm. And he said, "Yeah, that's the thing. The problem is I don't follow my own advice." Isn't that the truth? We all find, we can give the greatest advice, but can we actually take it and implement it? That's always the problem. But yeah, I mean, the thing about, the thing about finding and really giving yourself up to allowing someone into that personal space can be very difficult. I get it. Some people fight to hold on to that level of comfortability in their lives because they know the alternative invokes change. And some people just aren't comfortable with that change. And that's okay if you're not ready for it at certain aspects in your life, but please understand change will come. Change will come, whether you decide it or not. If you have not learned that lesson from COVID, you are still in for a world of hurt. Change will rear its ugly head at times if you allow it to do that. If you're proactive in your own change, it does not, it won't be ugly. It'll be a blessing. It'll be something that you welcome into your world. So that's why, like, I'm always open to the idea of shifting and changing things in my life because I understand there are sometimes that are things that are outside of my control. And if I'm not okay with allowing those things to come in and me, you know, learning how to process what they are, I'm in trouble. So yeah, I know I knew it was one of the things when I decided I wanted to find a relationship and I wanted to get married, that I know that most I had people tell me in my life, "No, you're not ready for that. Don't do that yet. Take your time. Don't, you know, don't rush into it. Don't do these things. Don't do this. Don't do that." Um, but I know I wanted to share my life with somebody else. I knew it, and it was just taking the time to find the right person. So I did, and it's awesome, and she's awesome. So there you go. And then let's see, did I?
I didn't think I was ready to be in another relationship. I had been married for so long, and I was like, I like being in the bed by myself and then having my daughter with me when, she was with me, and I wasn't sure I was ready to share one with anybody else. And if it had been anyone else, that it wouldn't have happened. I wouldn't be married today. Like, there was so much pointing to yes that I had 0 doubt when it came to Gabe. Like, I had no doubts, nothing like where I had to think, "Am I making the right choice?" Like,
Yes.
I knew always that it was the right choice. Like,
Yeah.
it was
And
the right choice.
we got a few other people. William, or excuse me, Yolanda, of course. Um, Aiden, what's going on? You missed the games, man. We were playing games a little while ago. You missed one of our favorite questions. You're gonna have to go back and go back. See, look,
That
she's our,
wasn't a favorite, that was a funny
that
one.
was a funny one. Well, it was a favorite for me because of the responses I got out of everybody. So if you want to go back and watch the replay, um, you will be able to see what question that still has everybody giggling. Um, so no relationship is perfect, but when
Mhm.
you find the right person, life is so much better. Hello,
Thanks.
Charito. How are you?
Yeah, it's better to be with the right person than the wrong one, that's for sure.
Yeah, it is. And
Yeah. Yeah, don't
eh,
get with someone just because you're lonely. Don't
no,
be with
but
someone, don't stay with someone just because, you're afraid of change.
and I'm
So
gonna say that, like, I know Aiden, him and his partner, they're in a long distance relationship, so it's a little bit harder. Um, but withstanding all the things that happen in life, they truly do love each other, and
mm,
you want to hold on to that when you find it with the right person, whether it's through distance and you have to do long distance, or whether it's a difficult situation like having to maybe deal with um, an illness. Like, it doesn't, it shouldn't matter when the right person is. I am somebody who's a huge proponent of right person, right time. If you've ever
mhm,
seen it in love stories, it's like, oh my God, that's the right person. It's just the wrong time. Our timing's not right. No, no. If that person was meant for you and you guys were meant to be together, it will be right place, right time, no matter what.
mm,
And, if for whatever reason it is, you think in your head, right time, right person, wrong time, you probably need to look at your own situation. You probably need to look at the things in your life. But yeah, Yolanda's like, I'll go back and watch it. Okay.
it was pretty
Um,
funny.
and how did you change the comment format on screen, please? Oh, so are you talking about how I did the chat here and changing how it looks? Please elaborate a little bit more. Now, I would love to help you however I could. Why are things so stressful lately? I don't know. Um, Probably because people are people. Not enough love in this world. Not enough love in this world. This is what this show is all about. There's, when you truly love from the heart, and that's what pours out of your cup. That is what that's what people see. I know. I mean, I made mention of this today with Yvette. I was telling her about my day on Friday. I told her I had an awful day on Friday. I was pissed off about everything. Did the smallest thing, I would hit my finger on something. I would jam my just anything was annoying, and I thought to myself, it's because I'm not too thrilled with where I'm at in my career, where I'm working at now. I know this though. I understand this. This is self-awareness in me. I know this is what's bothering me. So the thing is for me to start proactively changing the things in my life. Because eventually if I don't, it will go to the point of what you're talking about, why things are so stressful. Because that is what will pour out of my cup. That's why it was so difficult that day, because that was what was in my cup. And instead of me saying, be grateful, have gratitude, and go back to the grounding part of being grateful for the things in my life, it took me a minute to do that. And it really invigorated me to say, I got to start doing this again.
Know
Self
thyself. That
love.
came from Socrates.
Know thyself, love others, be loved. Exactly, Mike. Good evening, Mr. Bill Bradford from Pittsburgh.
Mm.
What's going on?
And
Stress
who's
is,
that said hi, Yvette? I
oh,
can't
that's
remember.
Charito. Charito
Hello.
Yama. Yes. Stress is default primarily. Yeah, it can be. But you gotta know self awareness can help you navigate. It can center you. You can find yourself back to center when you allow yourself to say and understand, this is why I'm upset. Like I
Mhm.
said, this is,
Yeah, you have to name it. If you can't figure out what is going on, then it's not going to help you figure out how to eliminate that stress. You got to figure out what it is and is it possible to change it? Sometimes it's not in the moment. Sometimes you have to wait. Sometimes it takes time, but knowing I think what it is helps to kind of alleviate some of the stress.
yeah. And like I said, it's hard for a lot of people who sometimes come from a place of loving and understanding to see people not being compassionate, not showing empathy.
Mhm.
It's very difficult to see those things in this world. It really is. It's heartbreaking. It's gut wrenching. But you have to understand too that you still have the ability. You're either going to let that affect you and let you, again, that's what's going to fill your cup and that's what's going to come out. Or you're going to be the person that says, you know what? I can be, I'm more than this. I can be more than this. So, let's see. Oh, yeah, Socrates. Hello from Copenhagen, Denmark. Okay. Now we're getting somewhere. I consider stress like salt. Without it, everything is bland, monotonous. Well, if you look at it from a point of saying it is a motivation, it can be a motivating factor. It is. I'm telling you now. I feel the stress of not being content in what I'm doing currently with my primary job. So I'm allowing the stress to be the thing that motivates me to get me to the thing. I am somebody who totally believes in happiness comes with fulfillment. You find those moments of joy and happiness when you find fulfillment. Like when I found Yvette, I found happiness. I found joy. I found that part of my heart felt contentment, and it was fulfilled, and it's still fulfilled every single time. Oh, I feel for you. Hello from Greenland, my friend. I'm so sorry. Apologies from a fellow American citizen to my compatriots over there in Greenland. Fear causes stress. Love is faith. The opposite. Mm-hmm. And yes, Yolanda, you're right. Too much salt is not good for you. True that. 100%.
Mhm.
100% on that one. But yeah, I mean, come on. In this world, you have the ability, like I said, I'm not just talking about legacy, but the thing that hopefully I get remembered for when all my days are gone and I'm no longer on this planet is the fact that I gave from a place that was selfless, that I gave to as many people as I possibly could. And I showed love in the moments that I needed to show love to the right people. To me, that was as important. Ask yourself, what is the root cause?
Mm.
Often it is within. That's right. Activity is a good antidote to stress. Use box breathing, use gratitude, stress will flee. Exactly. That's what I said.
Mm.
Like I knew that I was missing the gratitude in the moment for the things that I should have. Like again, when I find myself in those moments, it is the thing I have to find the identifier that's causing it, just so that I can tell myself, This is what it is. If you're not happy, you need to change it. You need to shift it.
Mhm.
Circumstances be damned. Like, you seriously have to tell yourself, I need to enact change in my life. So again, it is a motivating factor for me to continue to move forward, to put myself in the right place where I need to be,
Mhm.
because I know once I'm there, I will excel. I will soar, baby. There is no stopping me. Okay, what stops me is me. I understand that. So
Mhm.
that's why I'm pushing to get that to get to the point where, like, we're going to publish our books. Like, she's writing a book. I've written multiple scripts. I'm working on 2 books concurrently at the moment. And then we still have an Unwrapped love book that's going to be coming out. We're pushing these things very, very vigorously, because we know the change has to happen, and it's going to happen by doing this. Because this year about this time, I don't want to be doing the job that I'm doing. I want to be talking on stages. I want to be writing my books. I want to be doing the things that are going to leave my plate full, so that I know and understand the blessings and the gratitude that comes in my life comes from the things that I love. That's why I said. So good things are happening. What are we looking for? This can all be condensed to live, loved, and loving. Nice.
Mhm.
Good, 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 man. We appreciate it. I love the good vibes when people start sharing these, sharing themselves like this. Because man, that's why I said love was a subject that I was so unfamiliar with 4 or 5 years ago. Like, I knew love, I knew familiar love, I knew the love of my family, I knew what that was. But I mean, to truly understand and love who I was, love other people the way that I should love them, it took a lot. And Leslie says, I have a thing for Vikings. Oh, okay. We can find you one, Leslie. I will start vigorously looking for a Viking. Go, you know what? I got a friend named Leslie. Okay. She's like, Vikings, you guys would hit it off. That's part of it. What it is, because I want to get joy out of doing this as well. We've talked about this, and eventually get to the point where we are doing relationship coaching and finding people to maybe find their forever person. I would love to see that happen for somebody else, because I know the joy I get from having my forever person with me. I love sharing the things that I get to do with Yvette. It's fun for me. I mean, I'm gracious too that she thanks me when we get done doing stuff. And I try to tell her when I'm done here, I'll tell her, thank you, baby, for coming on with me. She's like, I love to. We got to spend time together. It's great. But when she does her photography shoots, when she does all the things that she does, and she tells me thank you, I was like, to me, it was fun. I got to see you work in your zone of genius, and I got to witness you be happy doing the thing that you love. Of course, I'm going to be happy for you, and I want to be your biggest cheerleader. And anytime that I get to spend time with you doing that, that is a joyful moment for me. That is a win. And I got to count those when I can get them, baby. We all notice a difference in your personality. Thank you. I have been a giver most of it, but thank you. That is quite the compliment, Mr. Bradford. And yes, there is a really big grain of truth in what you're saying, Yolanda. There was a shift in me. So I'm a rhetoric talking from stages. A public speaker said, if you want some free advice. Oh, okay. Okay, cool. I would love to get advice. Jay Pascual, buenas noches, LinkedIn familia. Agape love is something I don't understand until it was explained. Yes, we've actually covered a few things, a few different types of love. Um,
Agape, is that the friendship one?
yeah,
Or because I know there's different like Greek words for love, which I think they explain it very well.
yes. So there is
Like
multiple
there's
ones.
friendship, romantic. Um,
Well, I think there's like agape. There was oh my God, our pastor would kill us right now because he did a whole sermon on all the types of loves. Uh, I am drawing a blank.
Yeah, I
Yes,
know there's different ones. We even talked about one in our group.
yes, we've talked of a few of them. There's been
Mhm.
different types of loves when it comes to. I'll have to look it up though. Cute couple. Where can we see her photography? Awesome. You can see her photography at photosbyyvette.com.
Yvette.com.
PHOTOSBYY
YVETTE.com.
No spaces, nothing, just all one word,
Mhm.
photosbyyvette.com. She has a wonderful eye for photography.
I've been shooting pictures since I was 10 years old. Like my dad gave me a 110 camera, and then eventually, like when I got to high school, I took a photography class and got a Pentax P30, which was a 35 millimeter. And then after that, eventually I started getting digital cameras, but I started shooting weddings when I was 18. And then I just love trying to be creative, like figure out cool poses and stuff. And I try to be different and, whatever, especially with people. Like my thing is like people pictures. I love taking pictures of
Okay,
people.
so I had to look it up because I know our pastor did a service on these. So philia, love. So that's why I like the word Philadelphia. They call
Mhm.
it the city of brotherly love. That's where that comes from. Stogage or Storge, storage,
I don't
which
remember
is
learning
from
that one.
that's the familia, affection, love. Eros, yeah, he talked about
Eros. I remember that one.
Eros, that he talked about as well. When it came to understanding, the love and different, and agape, of course, is the one that we were just talking. So Eros is the one that
Eros is the
Eros
romantic
is the
one.
romantic love. That's the one.
Hmm.
Philias is the
Okay, I
affectionate
remember
love.
that one. I feel you.
Yeah.
I don't.
Familia love is like
I don't remember that
when, and then the pragma, which is enduring love,
one. Hmm.
right? We talked about that one. Uh, Philoluta,
I don't remember that one.
ludas,
Uh.
agape is unconditional. So yeah,
Okay, unconditional. That's the one. Not friendship. It's unconditional love.
yes.
Yeah, which
So
is not what most people have. I mean, I guess there's a lot of people that can have it, but it's difficult
yes,
to love somebody despite anything else.
yeah. So then, I love Leslie's thing there. She says, "I have 13 books. I have line edited 18 for others. Start with just one."
Excellent.
That's what we're doing, girly. We are moving in that direction.
Mhm.
So then must ask Nikon, Canon, or Sony.
Nikon.
He's a Nikon girl.
Yeah,
I'm a
I
Sony
have
guy.
I have the 850 and then I have the Z7 II, I think it is, Z7 II.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she's got, and as you can see, her all these cameras back here in the back that you see in our background, those actually came from my
Tho
father-in-law. Those came from her dad.
Yeah, those are,
Uh,
and that picture of us up there, I
uh,
took that with, a timer with my camera.
with
I
her
set it
camera.
up so I could do our couple pictures because yeah, we were trying to save money. We saved a lot of
Spent a
money,
lot of money
on our
on our
wedding.
wedding.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was, that's something that she's been deeply ingrained with, and that her father had a love and
Yeah,
a
that's a
passion
brownie right there.
right
That's a
there.
brownie, and then there's a behind that, it's a twin lens. Can you reach that paper?
Oh,
You have it blocking.
oh, that's this. That's my love note.
Yeah.
That's my
That's
love note.
the
So
the
look,
twin lens. There's
this is
2
my love
lenses
note
on
she
it.
wrote for me. My beautiful wife wrote for me. So I keep it there as a reminder. I always love those things. Those are like affirmations. Why would I not have that? But yeah, her love for photography, and that was another thing that we aligned on when we started meeting and talking. She said, "Oh, I love cameras," and we started talking about aperture and ISO and all the other stuff. Like it's like cameras.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, that was
You shoot Nikon. Nice.
so yeah. She's somebody who's again when we get to do out and go do the photo shoots together and us just spending time. I love it. It's it's a part of it's a part of who she is.
And it was cool how we could merge our 2 passions. Like, he likes video and I like photography, and it just worked together.
Eh,
Yeah.
you know. one kind of feeds into the other. If you can, do photography and figure out lighting and like all the stuff that we get to use and build together, like it's she gets to use for the photography and I get to use for the live streaming and the video stuff. So it's a win-win in my book. I love getting to do that. But man, I'm just, and again, I'm always floored when it comes to the amount of just, I guess, shortcomings that people don't understand of why love is important. Like why understanding self-love, why understanding all these types of loves that we're talking about play a vital role in our lives. Because you gotta have love. Oh, you got an A6300. Nice. Love that.
Nice.
So Ken is saying Yvette's love note to Gabe is so beautifully well articulated. Yes, it is. In stages yes, we do. And as couples. Well, I said our personal journeys also help align who we were and what we are becoming and still becoming and growing as a couple. Because we do understand that all those moments where we didn't quite understand things about ourselves or things in the past that, kind of what I think Leslie had said about if I only knew these things in my past marriage, I wish I could change them. We try to catch those in the moment and really openly discuss them and talk about them so that we don't find ourselves, Jay, in certain patterns again.
Yeah.
Like people find themselves in situations and they become so, the patterns that they fall into become so ingrained in who they are. They think that's just how life is for them.
Yeah, I think like especially being in relationships for a long time, you start to adapt to a certain type of behavior. And then you carry that behavior into the next relationship, not realizing that it's probably a little bit toxic. So that's kind of what happened when and why we talked about the emotional safety last or Friday, was because I never felt emotionally safe in a lot of my previous relationships. I was really, really scared to open up and share how I was feeling about certain things because sometimes I felt like I was being a bit too much. And maybe it was all in my head because whenever I had opened up in the past, I was made to feel that way. Like it was not, I was making a bigger deal than it really needed to be. Or, they were dismissive or they ignored me after, having that conversation with them. And so it was really scary when I wanted to open up because I knew that it was important to, especially going into a new relationship. It's always important to be honest with that person up front because then if you wait too long, a year or two goes by, and then you bring up something that bothered you, they'll be like, why didn't you tell me the first time? So I knew that it was something important to bring up and talk about, but I had grown adaptive to the pattern of holding it in and not saying anything. So I spent some time crying about it and rehearsing what I was going to say. And eventually I opened up to Gabe. And because he made me feel secure and safe, when I shared my vulnerabilities with him, then it became easier to do it the next time where I didn't have to rehearse it anymore.
God, you're so
So
beautiful when you talk. Sorry, I got enamored there, guys. Sorry. Sometimes we experience various types of love and stages of our growth as couples. Absolutely. Leslie's asking, what are your horoscope signs? I am a Libra.
I'm a Gemini.
Gemini. I don't know how those coalesce, but we really can't love another if we don't love ourselves. Absolutely.
That's one of the first things.
Yeah.
And we talked about that in our season 1 of Unwrap Love.
That's right.
Of one of the first things that you have to do is love yourself
love
before you can ever attempt to love and care for somebody else because they're not going to give you the love that you need for yourself. You have to get it for
You
yourself.
can't get the validation out of somebody else. You got to
Mhm.
get, it comes internally. So Mike's saying it's 50-50. It's not 50-50 to 100-100 because which becomes exponential. True. I like that. Patterns. That's why some couples role play first dates. The initial spark. There you go. Maybe that's your, hey,
Okay.
it could be that. Hey, whatever floats the boat, man. It keeps
But
it.
we keep the sparks going. We don't let our sparks die.
No, the relationship needs to become greater than the sum of its parts. Absolutely, and it is. And that's the thing is, like I say, she still has to maintain her level of individuality. She can't just become identified as in her role as just a wife. She has to become and understand who Yvette is for then us to be even more uh, greater as a couple because she knows who she is. I know who I am. And we know what that means between the two of us. Like we know how to bring that together. We know how to bring that energy together. So, but kind of what you were just talking about, darling. I think that's part of it too, is understanding why it's important to keep I know we were joking earlier, but to keep the intimacy part into your life,
Yeah.
you know, um,
And keep the effort.
to keep
Like,
it.
because I've always questioned why people say this relationship, like marriage is hard work. Relationships are hard work. I don't think it has to be hard work. So I look at it different, and we figured a good word for that is effort. Like you put effort into your relationship, then it's pretty much easy to me. As long as the effort to, check in, the effort to be there for each other. Like there's effort in it, yeah. But it's not, to me, it's not like a laborious job to be married and to be with somebody that I really care about.
So, as Bjorn says, I love this because I already know where you're coming from. I've seen her say this. I'm at 45% today. So it's not, it's not always a fifty
Yeah.
fifty thing. She might come in and say, I'm 20%, I'm 80. I can handle the 80 today. She's 20. I'm going to handle the 80 today.
Mhm.
There's days that, she's like, I come in, I'm at 35. She's like, okay, baby, I got the other 65. I will handle it. And then the days when we're both like, I'm 25, she's 25. And then that's when we have to talk and negotiate how we're going to make it through the day and make everything work.
Yeah.
Like, that's why I love when you talk about Brene Brown. I've seen her actually talk about um,
Mhm.
some people, unfortunately, some people believe in struggle love. They do.
Yeah.
They do. They absolutely do. So not Miss Gay. No, no.
Mrs. Leal.
Mrs. Leals comes by. But yeah, to your point there, Yolanda, the struggle bus that people want to, hitch their wagon to on love, to me, it doesn't always have to be that way. It doesn't have to be a grind. Um, Especially when you don't do things like keep secrets, or you at least totally vulnerable about the bad things that are happening or the way that you're expressing your feelings. That's the thing about us. Yvette will tell me when something's bothering her. When something's bothering her, I'll tell her, like, this is, I will express it,
Yeah, he's had to tell me when something bothered him too, and we talked about it.
but it has to be expressed because
Mhm.
I had to break out of the pattern. That was one of the first mistakes I ever made when I got with Yvette, is trying to hide the fact that I don't like getting angry. I don't. It's one of I felt like it was one of the things I did not want to bring into this. So I thought I had to hide it. But then she told me afterwards, and we openly had a very deep and honest discussion about it. It made me understand, hey, anger is part of it. Share it with me. Don't just harbor it for yourself. That's not going to help. So then of course, afterwards, I opened up and things changed. Now I feel I can tell her anything. I can say anything, even when it's bugging me. That's the hardest. That was probably the hardest pattern for me to learn how to break out of. I'm still learning how to break out of other patterns that I've done in my life. But the point is, I'm learning I have to shatter them. And she helps me do that. And of course, I try my best to do that for her. I'll
Mhm.
never want to fall into that trap ever again of, like I said, I plan to be with this woman for the rest of my life. And whichever one of us, hopefully we go together. That is the prayer. We go together. But if either one of us continue on, I tell her, you still got to live life, darling. I would
Mhm.
still have to live life. I will not ever want to have another partner. I'll just enjoy the life that I still have left and wait for the moment that I can be reunited with you. But other than that, I have to. we have to have these. We have to have that openness for this to continue on. That's what keeps the spark going too. It's for us to be able to say the truth about everything that's happening in our lives. So, um, shrinking is death, both to self and to the relationship. We actually owe it to all we interact with to be the best version of ourselves. True. Love that. I love that. You do have, again, when society or judgment or people or whatever try to put you into a box and try to make you be this thing that you're supposed to be. Like, this is where you have to tell them, no, I'm never going back there. I was in that box once. All it took me is once to get back into it took me once to be in that box and one time to get out to realize I'm not going back in there. I don't give a fuck what I have to do. I'm not going back in that box. Because I'm never going to allow myself to be that small ever again. I know myself. I know my power. And even when I do make mistakes, when I don't make everything, that is where the awareness comes in to say, that's just the flawed part of me being the human that I am. And I can be okay with it. So, we got about 6 more minutes, darling, before we get out of here because we've been on for almost 2 hours now.
Nice.
Nice. Made a 2-hour live stream.
We were on for a couple hours earlier too.
So we've been streaming
On
a lot of days.
Sia's
Sia,
show.
yeah. So our good friend, many of you are familiar with Miss Sia Yasatorat. She did a 3-hour live stream today. Brave of her.
It was longer. I think it was 4.
It was 3 somewhere, 3.5. She did it. It was good. Hey, look, she held her own. She had an objective, so I was lucky to hang out with her. Ow, damn it. True love casts out all fear. Fear usually comes from the scarcity mindset. Yeah. Like you're dropping some good stuff tonight there, Mike. I was never in a box Noel. Well, in the end, Kenneth,
one day
you will be in a box. It's just at that point you won't care. You won't give a fuck what box it is. But it's not the box. It was so there. Yeah, it was 4 hours.
4 hours. See,
God,
I knew it was longer. Because she said, because I remember she made the comment that, now why did I think it was going to actually last 3 hours? Because all of the videos were 3 hours.
Yeah. So yeah, if you hung in for that, you're a champion. Even hanging out with us for almost 2 hours, you're aces in my book. But yeah, Kenneth, like I said, I know we will eventually. Well, maybe you won't ever get put in a box. Maybe you get put into an urn or something, or just tossed out into the Nile River or somewhere beautiful. Who knows? But yeah, I mean, as far as while we're on the planet, while we're walking, and while our conscious is still here and that stuff, I'll never be in a box. Let me rephrase. Yeah,
He went literal.
But, I've had probably the best, 3 years of my life since we've been together.
Oh,
Because it's been joyful. Even when things seem difficult, they're easy. If that makes sense. But it's nothing I haven't ever lived through or endured before, and it's not even to that extent. He may or may not have identified his box. Okay, cool. This one, that is one of our 6 basic fears. Scarcity is fear of poverty. Ooh. Well, like the way I see it, Leslie, I'm always rich in love. If I got love, I got a lot of things. And I know people say love ain't gonna pay the bills, love ain't gonna put food on the table. Maybe it doesn't, but I've seen some of the most joyous people who maybe are living out in the street sometimes,
oh yeah.
who have a better mindset than people who seem to have everything that society says we should want
some of the people that have nothing
Yeah.
are happier than some of the people that have everything.
And again, oh God, oh Lord, you know damn well what I mean. Oh yeah, maybe I went literal, but yes, yeah, man, I'm just telling you. Like I said, this I'm thoroughly enjoying this season even more because I know exactly, you know, what our lives now look like, what they entail. That I know that we, before there was still always I knew it was going to happen. I knew it was, but there was always still the air of like, well, we're not married. We're not. I have a ring now. That's probably the only piece of jewelry you'll see me wear. I don't wear watches. I don't wear chains.
Mhm.
I don't wear any of it. My ring will stay on until I am in a box, Kenneth. Because I'm happy. Like I said, I'm content with this part of my life. Now there are other parts that I still have to work on. Doesn't mean it won't change and shift in time, but for this moment, yeah, I couldn't ask for more. I am gracious. I am trying to be grateful for the things that I have. But we do have to end it because we got to get up tomorrow. We do have services that we will attend tomorrow.
Church.
Church.
And we got to go make sure the kids are asleep because I seriously doubt they're in bed. They're being quiet, but I'm sure they're
probably like,
hiding.
shh, don't say mom and dad gonna come in here and they're gonna make us go to bed. Okay. All right, guys. You guys have been wonderful. Thank you, everybody. Man, I wish I could say everybody's names.